Je voudrais le voir.
Right, je voudrais le voir. Le voir also means to see him. So I'm going to see him tonight. How would you say it? They will say, je vais, I'm going to see him, le voir ce soir. So now they know voir is to see, le voir is to see it or to see him. And la is her. Now we'll say, how would you say, I would like to see her. Automatically they will say, je voudrais la voir, to see you.
Vous.
See.
Vous le voir.
Okay, what is to see?
Vous voir.
Right, yes. So again, I would like to see you once more.
Je voudrais vous voir.
Right, je voudrais vous voir. Now they can say, I would like to see you, je voudrais vous voir. It will never occur to them to say, I would like to see, je voudrais voir you, vous. No, never. She will never say, I would like to see, like in English, I would like to see you, je voudrais voir vous. It will never occur to them. It cannot. It is set, mentally set, clearly, solidly.
It's just all lodged up here. I go home and I'm sitting there and these things just popping in my head from the class from when we've been sitting in there all day. It sticks up here. Don't have to remember it, it's just there.
He might ask somebody, you know, how do you say this in French? One person will say it, and you look at him as though to kind of confirm it with him. But he won't say anything. He wants you to be sure within yourself whether you're saying it right or not.
Yeah, like yesterday, we had to say something, and one of us says it, and then he goes to Daminda, do you think that's right? So he says the same thing, and we're all agreeing on the same thing, and we're like, yeah,
he asks everybody individually, and then we all agree on the same thing.
And then he goes, you're right. And then he just goes, it's like, did you have to make us go through all of that torture?
He commends us for working together and getting it right.
We saw something would be...
It takes Michel 8 months to dissect the complete structure of a language and find a way to teach it so it is effortless to learn. But his unique analysis is something he has refused to share, and he has never written anything down.
Comprendre and understood.
His legacy, he decided, was to be his tape course. The vast majority of Michel's students never meet him. They learn their choice of language by listening to his voice through headphones. Again, there's no homework. The tapes do it for them. Exactly how and why they work, only Michel knows.
No queremos esperarte.
Esperarte.
However, the tapes are never to be listened to outside of his schools. But for this week, the student's form teacher, Gina Barr, has been listening and learning Spanish with Thomas.
I love the way he breaks the language down and just builds it up again, and you can just see it. You can just see the words, and I can see how they change in different tenses and as according to who's speaking. No queremos. I know I don't have to worry because I know it's going to come up again, and I'm sure for the rest of my life I'll hear Michel saying some of these words.
To his supporters, his tapes are evidence enough that he has developed a teaching technique of enormous value.
I believe that Michel's method should be examined in a more structured fashion. I don't think that we need test trials of 10 years to come up with any findings about the fact that it works. But it is very important to have real-life trials, real-life control groups, and let's look at it. Let's look at it more rigorously now, so that it will get the credibility that it's due, it will get the diffusion in the teaching profession that it deserves, and it will get the understanding of all people who look at it about what learning's all about.
But when the opportunity arose for Michel to open up to an enthusiastic audience at the University of California, he would still only give a demonstration that his method worked.
I was Dean of Humanities at the time that I met Michel and had the experience of working with him for about 30 hours, about 2.5 days of work. And I was entirely persuaded at the end of these 30 hours that this was a remarkable experience. And so I was enthusiastically supportive, and I exerted some modest influence within the Division of Humanities, where something like 80 languages are taught. And Michel came out, and we had a meeting in the college offices, and it was a fiasco. it just really did not go well. They asked Michel, okay, provide us with some examples of what you do so that we can assess whether you're doing anything differently than we're doing, and what is this miraculous method? And he's not prepared to come up with anything.
I didn't do it inside of a university. Whatever I did was independent. I did it independently, completely, totally independently. And just to give it for them to approve or to disapprove, yes, and to depend on what they feel they can take out of it, yes, is not right.
I believe Michel's protectiveness towards his program and his reluctance, if you will, to sort of just spill it out there and get it out there in the rest of the world is based on a realistic fear of what a commercial entity might do or not do, both in terms of distorting his methodology and or maybe even stealing his ideas. And I think that's partially well-founded, but he's got to get over that if we're going to have a legacy.
I don't have any reason to trust anybody who says, look, give me what you have, so that we can study it, and then we will tell you what we think about it. No, I want to show them what is achieved, what can be done. Yes. Otherwise, I will only encourage plagiarism, and this goes against my principles.
When you develop an idea in the academic world, the very first thing you think of doing is sharing it with others. If the idea has to do with an instructional method, well, then you put the method forward for evaluation by your colleagues, by those who are experienced and knowledgeable and who can evaluate it, with the possibility that it will be found acceptable, and then it will spread, and everyone will benefit from it. And Michel, for whatever his motivation, has kept this method and idea to himself.
It is the end of the week, and Margaret Thompson has been granted her wish to watch Michel and judge the students' progress for herself.
So, again, how would you say, when will you arrive? You have a choice.
Quand allez-vous arriver?
Right. Or the...
Quand arriverez-vous?
Right. Good. It is very important for me.
C'est très important
C'est très important for me.
pour moi.
C'est très important pour moi, because I would like to see you.
Parce que je voudrais
To see you.
vous voir.
Right. Je voudrais vous voir. I would like to know.
Je voudrais
To know.
savoir.
Once more. To know.
Savoir.
Right. Je voudrais savoir if you want.
C'est vous.
Once more.
Si vous voulez.
Right. So if you want to go see it with me,
Allez.
the whole thing. If you want.
Si vous voulez.
Voulez ending. Vous voulez.
IZ.
Right. So if you want to go see it with me, see.
Voir.
If you want again. See.
Si vous voulez.
Go.
Allez.
Allez. Ending, aller.
Ja.
See it.
Voir.
Once more.
Le voir.
Le voir with me
Avec moi.
tonight.
Ce soir.
Right? Mm-hmm. At what time are you going to be here?
À quelle heure?
Are you going? Are you going
Allez-vous
to be
être
here?
ici?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Well, it was very impressive. Very impressive. I think as one of the students themselves say, they learned in 1 week what they learn in 5 years. And interestingly, one of the girls said, after 5 years in school, my French teacher said, I think you better give up because there's no way you're going to succeed. And here she said, I've just managed it fine. I feel as if I understand it. So I'm interested to know, really, about how you found, first of all, how you found the experience and how much you think you've learned. Now, it's always difficult to answer that question, but...
Good. Very good. Better than the teachers.
Why is it better? Why is it very different? Why is it different?
Because he explains himself. He doesn't make you feel lost. If you're stuck on a word, he'll just take you right back to the beginning. Like if you're a baby saying ABC, he'll just take you right back, and then you just actually like click and you know what you're saying then.
We say it in English first, and then we sort of break it down. Then we'll think, well, this is how you translate it back into the language. And then it's easier that way. Whereas just in our normal classes, we're just told to say something and remember that. But this is like broken to pieces, and each piece we remember, and we use each piece for a next sentence, and it's just really easy that way.
He doesn't throw things at you, you know, this is that and this is that. He's kind of like made the structure into such a way that you go by it, and once you've got the ingredients, like you can cook what you want.
But you haven't done any writing at all, have you?
No.
You haven't seen any French written at all. So
You're not writing down no notes. If you don't take it in now, you're never going to get it
You're
right.
never gonna get it.
So you have to concentrate.
You've just got patience, you got all the time in the world. You know, you have to really, you can like think about it, just sit back, think about it. And it's like, it's just coming through your mind, because your mind is relaxed and you know that he's just said patience. And you're like, okay, I will be patient, okay? I'm gonna take my time and I'm gonna think about it. And it just comes out.
the revelation is that it's the learning process itself that motivates these kids. The mastery of the structure, the mastery of part of the language is the thing that keeps them going and keeps them enthusiastic. And we lose sight of that in the way we teach. We think we capture their interest by finding them interesting materials that are supposedly related to their interests outside in the world, generally. And maybe we miss the point. And I think he's probably onto something very important here.
I don't want what I have created throughout the years to just disappear in the sand. But the value of it to be recognized and used wherever it can be. For that, I have to make it available. I hope I will succeed before it is too late.
With this program being the first public explanation of any of his methods, time would appear to be running out.